Well, to the resilient people of Nigeria, in these testing times, when prices rise and uncertainty looms, your strength, your courage, and creativity shine brighter than ever. Though the economy may strain, your spirit remains unbreakable. Remember, every great nation has weathered storms before reaching stability and prosperity. Let this be a time of unity, where we support one another, innovate together, and believe in the power of our collective will. From the bustling markets of Lagos to the farmlands of the north, from tech hubs in Abuja to creative minds across the country, hope is alive in your hands. And one thing I need you to do for me: do not underestimate your ability to adapt, to rise, and to lead change. Keep building, keep believing, and keep moving forward. The struggle of today is the seed of tomorrow's success. I'm sure you know that. Nigeria will rise, not just through policy, but through the strength of its people. That strength is you. It's on that note I welcome you to Press Drive this morning on I-FLIER 103.3 FM Ibadan, the perfect choice station for the I-FLIERs. I bid you a warm welcome to Press Drive. A top of the morning to you from wherever you're listening to us right now, whether from Nigeria, across board, or even overseas. Welcome on board. The program is Press Drive. My name is Samson on Motor Show. Good morning, Nigerians. Welcome on board. So, let's take you through some of the news making the rounds this morning on our several dailies across board. This is where we'll take you through the length and breadth of the news making the rounds on our several dailies every morning like this. So I'm sure you're getting ready for it already. So let's get the ball rolling. Let's get started already. This morning, I'm going to begin with the Nation newspaper. Going through the Nation newspaper on the front page, it's breaking. Yes, we know that Barcelona win 2025 La Liga title yesterday after defeating Espanyol by 2-0. And that gave them the seal to the treble that they've won in one season under the manager himself in his first season. All right, Flick has won 3 titles in one season. That means it means a lot to Barcelona fans. So congratulations to all Barca fans across Nigeria. Just in, Nigeria's inflation rate drops to 23.7%. That's coming from the Nation newspaper this morning. Appeal Court reserves a judgment in IDOWU governorship dispute. Taking a look at that. Also, renewed terror attacks temporary. The CDS assures Nigerians. Also, Shatima urges European Union Africa synergy for transformative growth. Also, BOA, Dangote Cement to crash prices for government projects. Our Court of Appeal affirms nullification of Ebonyi Council polls. Our Court of Appeal affirms the nullification of Ebonyi Council polls. Also, opposition groups clash in Rivers Town Hall meeting. Right, so going through the entertainment session of the Nation, Davido says, I've been a journalist if I wasn't a musician. That's coming from him. Davido reveals a bright Chimezie inspired his hit song With You. And Koboko Master unveils A-list comedians for In the Beginning comedy show. All right, Koboko Master unveils A-list comedians in The Beginning comedy show. Also, Young Six helped to quit smoking after 21 years of intake. All right, maybe the NDLA can do something about that, or the councillors across board. Why I Quit My Digital Marketing Job to Pursue Music by Thames. Don't forget, Thames is the Grammy Award winner for this year. Singer Portable undergoes a spiritual cleansing. All right, so we look forward to that. The video challenges negative narratives up to other newspapers. All right, so moving on to the Vanguard newspaper, written boldly on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this morning: defections. We don't want Nigeria becoming one-party state. This is coming from the All Progressives Congress, the APC. Says we don't want Nigeria becoming one-party state. UTME glitches, Obi Ezekwesili, others worry over impact on students, parents. Particularly, we're going to look at this story this morning about the glitches that happened during the UTME, and of course where the registrar himself, Professor Ishak Oloyede, has called for a receipt starting from today. Okay, I don't know how they're going to achieve that starting from today, and we'll look forward to it. WAEC is on board, and a lot of things to actually look out for today. Tinubu to attend Pope Leo the 14th inauguration in Rome. We'll look at that, and of course Defense Headquarters dismisses viral video linked to terrorist attack in Borno. Okay, for drugs, stop castigating Tinubu, UK-based professor warns. Also, woman drugs nursing mother. Woman drugs nursing mother steals 2-month-old baby. This is quite alarming. And Labour Party crisis, a group accuses Abure of implementing APC's agenda. Labour Party crisis group accuses Abure of implementing APC's agenda. Also, trade tensions. Global economy stands at fragile turning point. That's coming from Donald Trump. Also, aftermath of banditry, kidnappings in Kwara. You can go check what that story is talking about. So while NJC reforms are restoring trust in Nigeria's judiciary, NJC reforms are restoring trust in Nigeria's judiciary. That's coming from Watchdog. Watchdog says NJC reforms restoring trust in Nigeria's judiciary. Also, local automobile industry patronage bill scales second reading in the Senate. Local automobile industry patronage bill scales second reading in Senate. And yes, we've taken a look at these. Threats won't fix PDP crisis. Respect court ruling, Abamoro tells Southeast Caucus. Also, 2 NNPP, 1 PDP rep members defect to APC. All right, the factions, we don't want Nigeria to become one-party state. That's coming from the APC. That's the much we'll be able to take there on the Vanguard. All right, so let's take a look at the Daily Post newspaper this morning. The Daily Post, on the Daily Post front page, Atiku unveils the APC PDP Labour Party collision to block Tinubu's second term bid. Okay, we'll look forward to this if this is going to work against 2027. Dawn raises alarm over increasing rate of antibiotics resistance. Dawn raises alarm over increased rate of antibiotics resistance. Also, stop judging me because I love dancing. You should know the person already. Governor Adeleke tells critics, says, stop judging me because I love dancing. Who doesn't love dancing? Adeleke loves dancing. I'd like to dance with him someday. All right, so stiffer penalties await oil thefts. Terrorism perpetrators coming from the Senate. Stiffer penalties await oil thefts. Terrorism perpetrators. That's coming from the Senate. NBA picks holes in mass arrest of youth over alleged link with cultism. NBA picks holes in mass arrest of youth over alleged link with cultism. Also, don't worry about insurgent attacks. We are in control. The CDS, Musa says they are in control. Okay. All right. Kebbi, CDS is in control. Sokoto, don't worry. Borno, don't worry. Kaduna and Benue, don't worry. The CDS is in control. About Benin, sacks priest over alleged land grabbing, extortion, demolition of houses. About Benin, sacks priest over alleged land grabbing, extortion, demolition of houses. Also, Gateway Games, Governor Kefers urges Taraba athletes to be good ambassadors. Gateway Games, Governor Kefers urges Taraba athletes to be good ambassadors. In the course of time, yes, the Nigeria Sports Festival is going to begin there in Ogun State, and we look forward to a good time in Ogun State. 10 killed in fresh Plateau attack. Again, 10 killed in fresh Plateau attack. Electricity contractors protest against IBEDC over alleged exploitation. Electrical contractors protest against IBDC over alleged exploitation. Also, North needs more refineries. Bashir Ahmad says North needs more refineries. Bashir Ahmad speaks here. Pope Leo the 14th invites Tinubu, Nigerian president, travels to Rome Saturday. So he's going to embark on that journey tomorrow. President will leave Nigeria for Rome to celebrate Leo the 14th inauguration. Also, members of public can compare top qualitative goods. Okay, maybe they wanted to say qualitative goods manufacturing. That's coming from the SON, Standard Organization of Nigeria, says members of public can compare top quality goods, qualitative, is it quality? Okay, quality goods manufacturing, that's what they were trying to write. All right, so lastly this morning, I'm going to go through the Punch newspaper. Economic strain on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Inflation surges about 30% in Abuja, 10 states. Also, parent fair, work, UTME overlap as receipts begin today. Also, Lasiak writes INEC over 3 Labour Party factions in Lagos. Lasiak writes INEC over 3 Labour Party factions in Lagos. Also, Tinubu to join world leaders at Pope's inauguration tomorrow. All right, so South Korea resumes tariff talks with U.S. today. South Korea resumes tariff talks with U.S. today. Presidents after Obasanjo to blame for growing Boko Haram menace. That's coming from the former vice president of the country, Atiku Abubakar, says presidents after Obasanjo to blame for growing Boko Haram menace. Also, Mati headlines ambitious Bayelsa charge for Nigeria Sports Festival glory. That's the NSF glory. Mati headlines ambitious Bayelsa charge for NSF glory. Also, on the Metro Plus session of the Punch newspaper, 5 arrested over 2-week-old baby sale. Selling a baby. All right, so influencer VDM rearranged for allegedly, cyberbullying Nollywood actresses. Influencer VDN, that's a very dark man, rearranged for allegedly cyberbullying Nollywood actresses. Okay, all right, so also 10 Thai sailors vessel convicted for trafficking cocaine. 10 Thai, when I say Thai, I mean Thailand citizen. 10 Thais are sailors. Vessel convicted for trafficking cocaine, fined $4 million US. Also, bandits petrol supplier arrested in Katsina. Bandits petrol supplier arrested in Katsina. Adamawa man arrested for alleged sodomy of 4 minors. Okay, Adamawa man arrested for alleged sodomy of 4 minors. That's minors. That's the much we'll be able to take on our several dailies this morning. Analysis comes up shortly. Please stay with us. All right, so doing that with me as always on a Friday morning, TGIF edition of the show. Honorable Femi Adebisi, good morning to you. Welcome to Press Drive.
Very good morning to you, Maestro. How was it?
Yeah, we're doing fine.
Yeah, good morning, listeners. Baraka Jima to you all.
All right, so let's quickly begin with this story. Economic strain, inflation surges above 30% in Abuja. Okay, so economic strain, inflation surges above 30% in Abuja, 10 states. Let's take a look at this story. The National Bureau of Statistics released its Consumer Price Index report for April 2025, revealing a slight easing in Nigeria's inflation rate compared to previous months and the same period last year. The headline inflation rate moderated to 23.71% year-on-year, marking a decline from 24.23% recorded in March 2025 and a sharp reduction from 33.69% in April 2024. On a month-on-month basis, the inflation rate dropped sharply to 1.86% in April 2025, down from 3.90% in March. This indicates a slower rate of price increases across consumer goods and services during the month. The NBS reports read, in quote, the Consumer Price Index rose to 119.52 in April 2025, reflecting a 2.18 point increase from the preceding month. In April 2025, the headline inflation rate eased to 23.71% relative to the March 2025 headline inflation rate of 24.23%. Looking at the movement, the April 2025 headline inflation rate showed a decrease of 0.52% compared to the March 2025. It was 9.99% lower than the rate recorded in April 2024, 33.69%. This shows that the headline inflation rate year-on-year basis decreased in April 2025 compared to the same month in the preceding year, that is April 2024, though with a different base year. Despite a federal Capital Territory recorded inflation rate exceeding 30%, highlighting persistent price pressures in several parts of the country. Well, according to the latest CPI report, to 23.71% year-on-year in April, inflation in specific states remained alarmingly high. What is happening?
Oh, well, the way and manner we deal with inflation, or let me say, the more you talk about inflation sometimes, the more the ordinary man on the street get confused. What are we talking about when it comes to inflation? So, it has to do with the relationship or interrelationship between the commodity and then the purchasing power of the people. So, it varies from a place to the other. In places like Abuja, in Port Harcourt, sometimes in Lagos, most of the most urbanized, areas you get in Nigeria, the tendency is there that the inflations come higher. Wherein in some states that are more of agrarian, settlements, you have inflation coming a bit lower. So it varies. But you see, the way and manner our government go about it, suggests that we may not come out of it, anytime, shorter, because, we don't seem to pay more of attention to the proximate triggers of inflation surge. You don't look at, the activities of the banks when it comes to the issue of inflation.
Is it about money in circulation, or is it about consumers' power?
Yeah, well, even when you say consumers' power, it is also based on the value of the money you are holding. When you hold so much money, but then it cannot purchase anything meaningful from the market. So you are talking about, the money in circulation, its value in relation to what you get out of it. So it's interrelated. So, and what are we doing to ensure that our money get value?
Something seems not clear to me.
Yeah.
Now, 23.71%, it dropped to 23.71% from about 24.60% thereabout. Now, it dropped. It means that inflation rate has dropped a little. Yeah. But then in 10 other states in Nigeria, it seems to go higher, including the Federal Capital.
The Bureau of Statistics always do is that they measure the inflation rate from state to state, so which varies.
Okay, but not unique.
Because I told you already that some are agrarian communities, so, and the inflation rate in such places will always be a bit mild or milder than what you have at the urban centers, where in most cases they purchase, their tastes always come higher. So, the inflation rate there will,
I'm sure Lagos will be should have a larger surge.
Something like that.
Even the
and
Federal
Abuja,
Capital Territory.
They mentioned
Port
about 10 of them.
Harcourt
Yes. So, your state will be in the middle. So, things like that. So, that's the way it comes. So, but at the end, they will now measure the average. So, that is how they come by, the inflation rate across board. So, that's the way they measure. So, but what I'm trying to say is that if we want to stem the tide of inflation, so we need to look at the activities of the bank. What are they doing to make sure that, what are those things they are doing that keep depreciating our money? So we need to pay attention to that. And I always mention round tripping. When you don't, sell, because it's, when you are talking about the value of money, you are talking about the relationship between Naira and the dollar. So if you are getting dollar, for what purpose? Because the more you get dollar, then the lower, sometimes your Naira will be. But you see, when you get Naira in exchange for dollar for something that is productive, so the tendency is that you will be competitive. I want them to, flash back to the times of Obasanjo. How did he manage to stem the tide of inflation? Because the first thing he did, his first achievement was stemming the tide of inflation.
But let's not forget that inflation rate actually increased in 2000.
Yeah.
In the year 2000. The inflation rate from 1998, 1997, and all of that. Of course, it has surged during the Abacha time. That was when it surged.
Yeah.
But then, when we expected it to drop a little bit when we came into democracy, but it increased a little bit. And of course, the exchange rate, dollar to Naira, surged as well.
Yeah, but before in the first year, inflation rate rose to 11%. That was in those days. So we are not talking about something like 20 around that. And within the first year, it dropped to about 3%. So, and you see, it's not far-fetched. We need to look into the activities of our bank. Why is it that the banks keep oppressing the ordinary man on the street? Why is it that the bank does not favor production?
Because people don't understand
their monetary activities.
People don't understand the impact of banking.
Oh no, they are the bottom line, because the money is the driver of the economy. You can get a whole body, a whole engine, but the driver of the economy is the money. So, and the engine is the fiscal policies of the government. What are we also doing? What is our taste? What happened to be our taste? Our long throat for foreign goods. You see, now I think the government is trying to do something now, emulating America, something like Nigeria first policy. after the order of America First. But of course, we are not likely to be successful at that, because America is a producing nation. They are not revenue-based economy. But in Nigeria, we are a revenue-based economy. We don't produce, and what will make us to be productive, we don't actually spend much on it, and that is energy.
All right.
So if you are not producing, so your inflation, is going to surge. Afraid. Yeah, definitely.
All right. So let's look at this particular story. Our parents fear WAEC, UTME, overlap as receipts begin today. Taking a look at the story, parents of the candidates affected by the human error, which led to a glitch in the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, June 2025. A post from the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board on its official X handle on Thursday stated, in quote, all the affected candidates will be contacted to reprint their examination slips towards retaking the examination starting from 16th May 2025, which is today. On the affected student posted on X the SMS he received after getting notification for the examination. In quote, you have been scheduled to sit the 2025 UTME receipt examination slated for Friday, May 16, 2025 by 12 p.m. To know your center, reprint your examination slip by visiting. End of quote. Some of the parents who spoke in separate interviews with the parents on Thursday cited the traumatic experiences of the candidates, the ongoing WAEC, West African Senior School Certificate Examination, and the distance of the exam centers, among other issues. On Wednesday, the Joint Admissions Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board admitted a technical error that affected over 300,000 candidates who sat for the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. Speaking during a press conference, the JAMB Registrar Ishak Oloyede, professor, expressed deep regret over what he described as a disappointing setback in the exercise that had, until the glitch, been considered one of the most successful in recent years. So he appealed to them, and of course, let me not take all of that because of time. He assured that the affected candidates could retake the examination between 16th and May 18th, 2025. That means it's going to span through Friday to Sunday. I mean, if you say 16 to 18, that's Sunday is 18. A parent, Mr. Bukola Omoni, noted that his child had since returned to his school located in Oyo State. It says in quote, this is not fair. You can't say the children have to sit the examination immediately. They are currently doing WAEC. We got a text today, that was yesterday, saying he has to sit the examination on Saturday. Meanwhile, he's already in Ibadan. How will he rush down to Lagos because his center is in Lagos and then rush back to school? This is unfair. He says no one cares about the psychological trauma on these children. This was no fault of theirs. Why should they be made to suffer consequences for what they know not? He queried. Another parent spoke. A lot of persons were talking. I mean, we need to ask. Let's not forget, because I have that reserved for the avalanche on Tuesday. I'm going to talk about it.
All right.
Now, a student allegedly seeing her result below standard. She didn't score up to 200. She committed suicide. And right now, after that act, they had to check her mail to see that it has been resolved, that she had been given all of this and all, but the deed has been done. Somebody has committed suicide. Somebody is no more. People are crying. And right now, only for them to come out, Professor Ishak Oloyede was crying on TV. We saw that. But then, the rescheduling exam, is it fair for you to just, come out on Thursday, on Wednesday, and then say on Friday a rescheduled examination the receipt has been rescheduled for Friday to Sunday? How does that correlate?
Well, let me just get this one straight down to the students and the parents alike. Examination is not the truest test of your intellect, and it doesn't define you. It's a temporary thing. If you fall in an examination, you can always rise up. There's always another time. That is one thing. Because if that one does not sink, you keep having casualties. People in state of mind because of examination. So we need to put that one ought to be there. And number two, yes, Isha Koloede is somebody I adore so much. And of course, I want to encourage him as well. He need to take it easy. So if it is recognized and admitted that some people are already emotionally down, given this as temporary, given the breakdown in their technical facilities.
The glitches.
Yes, the glitches. Yes, it needs to give them time to recover before you ask such students to come for another exam. And not only that, why the rush? Why are we rushing? Maybe it should allow time and make sure that the glitches are well taken care of first, so that you don't have reoccurrence. And not only that, before you go for any of the exam, I think you need to, have a proper examination of what truly, accounted for the glitches.
I have a question.
Is there anything like sabotage? You need to look for that. Because you see,
over 300,000.
Oh yeah, some people, generally, people believe that the most performing person happen to be Ishakolede, and some people will not like that, even within that establishment. Remember, JAMB is now turning in money, even excess, whatever, if you give them allocation, whatever they don't use, they retire back to the government cover, and some people will not like that. How are you sure that it is not a case of sabotage? So you need to have a proper examination of the whole scenario before he attempt to conduct another exam.
I have one.
So that's number two.
I have one question I want to ask, so we can be very quick about it for want of time. Let's look at it from this perspective. You are asking students to go receipt an examination they have not prepared for.
That's what I'm trying to say. You need to give them enough time.
Logically, they are down. So, and then you are telling them to go receipt an examination they are already prepared. They wrote, not from their. I want us to look at it not from their end that what this happened. I mean, you caused it. So why would I pay for what I didn't cause?
That is the thing. I think if I were Isha Kolede, I am telling you, I will cancel the whole exercise and repeat at a more convenient time. That is what I will do. Because are you sure that the glitches is limited to those numbers? Are you sure that others are not affected? So you need to give them time to be well prepared. That's number one. And that's number two. Then number three, yes, as a government, I would have scrapped JAMB because it has lost its relevance. In those days, when you have JAMB, that's the finality. But today it's not. Each university will still come up with their own post-UTME, meaning that they lack confidence in JAMB. So I think it is time. The reason why JAMB was set up was because of logistics, but technology has breached those logistics. So if every place is connected by technology now, you can sit for any university exam anywhere at the comfort of your comfort of your home.
And one thing I want us to look at again before we really close on this one and get to another story. Looking at it, I wrote CBT exams whilst I was in the university, and I understand that the technology we used at the time was very apt. As soon as you click on submit on your CBT exam, it gives you your score.
That is the thing.
So why would we have to wait for result to come out? Or you go ahead and print it later on to say, okay, this is what I scored. I don't expect that, okay, we're writing a CBT exam and then you have to wait for another 1 week or 2 weeks before exam results start coming.
In its simplest form, computer, how it operates is all about garbage in, garbage out. When you feed it in, immediately, with the speed of light, even in the era of what you
go for a commercial. When we're back, then we'll open the phone lines. The factions, we don't want Nigeria becoming one party state. That's coming from the All Progressives Congress, the APC. The National Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Mr. Felix Morka, yesterday said despite the wave of the factions, the ruling party has no desire to turn Nigeria into a one-party state. It said that when the People's Democratic Party, PDP, was in power, it controlled over 28 states without being accused of turning the country into a one-party state. Moka said there's nothing wrong with PDP and Labour Party members defecting to the APC if they desire to identify with the ruling party's processes. He said, in quote, many of these people are coming in and saying, excuse me, we want to be part of the process. We want to identify with that process. There's nothing wrong with that. And that does not mean that we desire for Nigeria to then become a one-party system. All right, so as our country, it says in quote, both in the Constitution and Electoral Act and the plethora of other laws have embedded systems that unmistakably make Nigeria a multi-party and pluralist society. Multi-party and pluralist society. So we cannot, as a party, desire to go against the force of the Constitution. To say we want a party, because to do that you have to change a lot, which is nearly impossible to change. Now, this is what Felix Morka has to say. The National Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Congress says we're not turning into a one-party state. Remember, PDP, before they handed power over to the APC in 2015, had controlled 28 states, and nobody said anything about turning Nigeria to a one-party state.
We don't know whom to believe between Morka and Ganduje. Ganduje was reported on the pages of newspaper yesterday to have said that there's nothing wrong in Nigeria becoming one party because China is one party and because they are doing well. So, and Morka now saying something different. So we don't know whom to believe. But one thing I want to assure you now is that Nigeria definitely cannot become a one-party state. Our politics is so dynamic. Dynamic in quote now, not as if it's functioning. But I'm talking about the flow now. So when you look at the flow and the way we behave, our election and political culture, when you look into it, so you find out that, most of our politicians, they have the same long throat for money. So, and if you want money, not ideology, not politics per se now. So what you do is that wherever there's money, that is where you go. And whoever that is eating will not want to leave that place. Yes. So the moment you get somebody from outside coming to displace you, what do? The people in house also will flow outside. So that's the way it is. But even, go and check it. I mentioned it some time ago. During the time of Obasanjo, PDP in 2003 was controlling as much as about 28 out of 36 states. So, they are yet to hit that level now. So why are we afraid? So let's wait and see what happens within the next few months. You see outflow from APC, the ruling party, that will almost shake that particular political party. Go and write down. Because the people that are there, you never can tell whether they are in or out. But they are big wigs. I'm talking about the former Vice President of Shibadu. There's a big wig in APC. Talking about Dr. Kayafede Fayemi. Talking about his own learners here that has, publicly, decamped. But there are several others within the APC that will be going out, that will almost shake that political party. Not only that, the president is apprehensive. He's now thinking that he's not going to receive the kind of vote he received in the last election from the core north. So he's now, capitalizing and consolidating in the southeast, in the south, and possibly in the southwest. So, but in the southwest we are so much civilized here. So it might be difficult. Even in Lagos it will be difficult. So where you have much of political, people that are politically civilized, you don't toast them here and there and all that. So, I think he's preparing for that. So, whatever I can do for now. But the people inside in APC, you are yet to see exodus, which you are yet to see.
All right.
So I don't think anybody should begin to think that there will be one party say, no, it cannot happen.
All right, so let's quickly go for this quick timeout. We'll be right back. And when we return, it will be for us to do to open the phone line so you get to join the conversation. So please, let's be as succinct as possible. We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
When it comes to satisfying your everyday needs, one name stands out: Femiel Multiventures. Whether you're planning a big event, stocking up for your business, or simply craving a delicious meal, we've got you covered at Femiel Multiventures.
All right, so welcome back from that commercial. Let's quickly open the phone line 0705 500 1033.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
How you doing, Doctor? Speaking from Makara.
Good morning, Baba.
Good morning, Honorable.
Barika Jimaba. Good morning, sir. Amen.
I want to speak about defection. The people going to APC. You know because Oshiemale has told them that if they do this, they do fraud in Nigeria. If they come to they are no longer considering the future of our youths. Now, almost 300 for the exam, and without adequate preparations. Okay, did they not consider the trauma that these students have been passing through now? How did they know that this student will be in the right frame of their mind to receive for this exam king and perform excellently? We will need. Unfortunately, we don't have politicians. We have voracious weevils who only come into power for their own selfish reasons. We need to pray that God should rise up and take control and give us good leaders in this country. Good morning.
All right, thank you so much. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Samson.
Yeah, good morning, Tolu.
Good morning, well done, sir.
My dearest brother, good morning.
Yeah, thank you, sir. You see, on this exam issue, actually, the action of the jump boss is commendable by admitting to the errors. But then saying these children should go and these students is too short. And at the end of the day, you might find them failing the exam again. As far as I'm concerned, they should allow them to, to prepare again, even finishing their one exam before embarking on another journey to if you want these children to pass. Thank you. Good morning.
All right, thank you so much. Let's take another call. Hello, good morning to you.
Thank God it's Friday. This Prince Bumi, Adefusi calling from Apata.
Oh, my Prince, good morning.
I agree the Israel analyst.
Good morning, sir.
Fine. Jamb admitted that it is their fault it is their fault for witnessing mass failure and all that. It's good. But secondly, let Jamb allow our students to do it. They can't just write two difficult exams at the same time. Why is ongoing? So let them finish one for one. That is my submission. Good morning.
All right, so well, thank you so much. All right, so let's take this one. Hello, good morning to you. Hello, good morning. Hello, you're on. Good morning to you.
Hello?
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Technical glitches.
All right, we can hear you. Okay, let's take another. Hello,
right.
Good morning to you.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Ketepe Iroyin from Malaki Ashebodo.
Good morning,
You're
sir.
welcome.
I just want to comment on this issue of JAMB. I want Professor Loyede to please take it lightly. Because when she followed the topmost was what we remove. The issues that occur in the first exam, are they investigated to know the root causes? Hello?
Yes,
Well,
we're with you. We're with you.
So, to know the root causes before they organize another exam, it is better for them to know the causes. So, the students that want to sit for this exam, it's concerned with WAEC. It's better for the exam to allow to examine the work for the causes, so they to know the solution, so they will not fall into the same pit. Secondly, I want to talk on the issue of the automobile bill that has been going in the house.
Right.
If you have the interest of this country as that, there's no need to get eviction. Have a nice working day.
All right, thank you so much. Hello, good morning. Hello? Hello, good morning. We can hear you. All right, when you're ready, you can call back again. 0705 500 1033. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Mr. Sampson.
Morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Pastor Adele is on the line again.
Okay, quickly.
I support the issue of the bill being passed by our senators or reps that we should be buying homemade vehicles. I think we have to do something, because when the price of the locally made or produced products are even higher than the one we import, how will we
patronize the locally made products. Look at the issue of rice the other time. The rice that were produced locally here, the price is costlier than the one that we import. If we are to patronize our locally made products and goods, I think something should be done to make it the price lower, cheaper than the one we import, so that it will encourage the buyer.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir. It's Comrade Kanjojua from OLOTO.
Comrade, you're welcome.
I do honorable.
Barika Jima, sir.
You know, Honorable has only predicted the behavior of the politician. He has not predicted the behavior of the electorate in 2027.
All right.
Anything can happen. There can be massive participation of citizens. There can be massive votes that will ask the APC from government. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, let's take this call. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Sulaiman Sharif. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Barika Jima, bro, Sulaiman.
Yes,
how are you?
See, I want to react to inflation.
Okay.
I think we should know one of the factors that contribute to inflation that is biting us is persistent insecurity that is ravaging our country, especially in the northern part of the country. Thank God the northern governors and their monarchs, they have agreed and rethink about the state police. I think Mr. President will do something on it, because no serious investor will come and invest in any countries that is ravaging them with insecurity. That is it. Because in 2015, when APC came on board, they inherited a single digit of inflation rate, which is 8%, but now it's over 20%. So Mr. President will do something on it. That's my own submission. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Sulaiman Sharif, for calling. Oh, sorry about that. You can call back 0705 500 1033 or 0905 444 1033. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Sampson.
Good morning to you.
Yes, Ruth calling from Malakia.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir. I greet my daddy. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, my sister.
Yes, sir.
Well done.
Sir, it's our time the federal government show more seriousness to governance. Because the way this inflation rate keeps rising, it's really alarming. And it's due to this issue of insecurity that's ravaging the land. Our farmers don't even have peace in their farm, which means things to even keep getting worse. So the government should please do the needful on time, because they don't continue to do this and expect different results. So God bless Nigeria. Good morning, sir.
All right, God bless you too. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
I'm Stephen Widili.
You're welcome.
Calling for Zuki Brother. Baba, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm all right. Yeah, don't go to the point. Regarding the issue of the jam, first time in history for a man called Prof to lament publicly, you need to give kudos to him. He's not someone that say he doesn't care. Very sensitive and very sensible. That's number one point. So the people that they call the prospective candidates, they are still doing the WAEC. But there must be solution to that one. Let's give kudos. But my submission is that next time I want, thank God that when that happened, the national lawmaker, especially the center, that's a good thing. When something happens, there must be solution to it. Nothing without anything. Anything happens, that's a better. There, regarding the political situation that they are a sister and here, they should, this PDP, they should play themselves. Because on their own time, they cover 31 states. The remaining 5 share with APC. And then when the living Bello is doing well, they will not remember the dead Bello. That's my submission today. That is the last of that one. We didn't talking for comfort so.
All right, thank you. All right, I think it was about 28 states. Are they about 31? It's about up to 31 states.
If I think at a point. So
it
it
got
was a
to
tsunami
31.
then.
Okay.
And Nigeria did not become a one-party state eventually.
Okay, so the tsunami swallowed up other parties.
Oh yeah, of course. But of course, what
it's about to swallow the PDP.
Let me tell you, when
now.
you have too much light in a small room, it will consume virtually the people there that is there. So they don't seem to understand that, because the internal combustion might become a serious ebullition at the end of the day. That's what happened to PDP.
All right. So let me quickly go on Facebook. On Facebook, Oluwaseun says, "Good morning, I-FLIER FM. The government should be more proactive in tackling the menace of insecurity on time, most especially by granting the use of local security to tackle this menace, because security is local and they're the ones that can know the hideout of these criminal elements. And it's high time the government granted our local security outfit, just like the way we have a Moteku Southwest, to bear more sophisticated weapons." Thank you so much. Rosa Diola says, "I must commend the administration of Governor Seyi Makinde for the delivery of good infrastructure development in the state, because I believe if secular roads is okay." I know you have all of this to say, but you should have commented on some of the stories. I mean, that's what I would have read. Yes, Prince Bumi Adefu said, "Good morning to you, Samsi, and the brilliant analysts. Our leaders can just sit and be watching the gunmen killing innocent citizens with impunity. Time to have state police so that the lives and properties of Nigerians can be secured to some large extent." Prince Bumi Adefusi, thank you so much. Bolu Atife Ademijuwon says, "Good morning. The persistent attacks by bandits and terrorists resulting in loss of lives among security personnel and civilians are alarming. The president must prioritize finding a lasting solution to insurgency to ensure national security and peace." Thank you. Miriam Yetunde says, "Good morning. While it's positive that some students who failed JAMB are being given a second chance, concerns arise about a potential scheduling conflict with WAEC exams. The JAMB authorities should clarify how this will be managed." Samuel, thank you. Samuel Kayode Adegun says, "Good morning, the presenter and our erudite analyst. My submission is that JAMB authorities should give these children minimum of 3 weeks to prepare for the rescheduled exams in order to get rid of stress inflicted on them." Thank you. Omade Adekunle says, "It is so unfortunate that insecurity is getting alarming and the National Forest Guard is not